Anyway, since I got that out of my system, and I had to get that out of my system after seeing that video, I want to welcome you to part 8 of my criticisms of Young Earth Creationism series. This installment and the next few editions will deal with creationism as related to an idea that has been especially interesting to me ever since I was a kid, and that is paleontology, dinosaurs. I say I've been especially interested in it. Some of my classmates from elementary school, if they're watching this, will tell you that it's been an obsession of mine, fanatical one. In any case, the reason I wanted to talk about this and address it in multiple video segments is that it is something that's really interesting to me, and I think it's something that is used by Young Earth Creationists to not really indoctrinate, but to bring children in because children are interested in dinosaurs and paleontology, and so I think it deserves special attention. So as you can tell from the song that you just heard that I was playing, a lot of creationists believe that the behemoth described in Job chapter 40 and the Leviathan described in chapter 41 actually describe extinct reptiles like dinosaurs. As a creationist, this is kind of what I believed. After all, the only massive land animal that we know of that had a tail like a cedar tree are the sauropods, dinosaurs like Apatosaurus, which was formerly Brontosaurus, Diplodocus, and Brachiosaurus. But let me explain why I'm skeptical of this now. First off, I don't know of any species of sauropod that actually lived in the section of the Middle East where Job is supposed to have taken place, but I could be wrong about that one. Somebody, if you want to fact check me, I'd be appreciative of that. But secondly, there's the fact that the passage actually says, "He moveth his tail like a cedar tree." Not that his tail actually is as long as a cedar tree. Those are two different things. Thirdly, it's entirely possible that the tail being referred to is not a tail per se, but, well, it could be, it's cookanooks, as my parents might have called a certain part of the male anatomy when I was younger. Don't ask me how I know this. It's, but, okay, trust me on this. When an elephant's penis is engorged and erect, it's easy to see how someone could say that it sways like a cedar tree. Trust me on this one. If you see it, it's not something you can soon unsee inside your head. Along with this, there's a reference to the stones of the animal. This mention goes perfectly well with the image of masculinity and virility that the author of Job seems to be painting. So, you know, stones probably mean testicles. Yeah, this video is getting kind of weird, and it just started. This whole anyway, even to that point, creationists often claim that the dinosaurs were on Noah's Ark, and that those dinosaurs who were on Noah's Ark, the small species being brought, or the bigger species being brought on as small babies, survived the deluge and were alive during the Middle Ages. Creationists like Kent Hovind often claim that the stories we read about involving dinosaurs, or rather dragons, being in conflict with human beings are actually stories of dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and marine reptiles. They will also point to the alleged archaeological artifacts that claim to depict dinosaurs and humans coexisting. The ecostones from South America being a perfect example of this, and the dinoglyphs that I believe they're supposed to be in Utah being another. But I want to explain something to my creationist viewers, and that is that basically, in order to have dragon stories and stories of large, crazy reptiles that are very imaginative, you don't actually need live dinosaurs to do that. You don't need dinosaurs that are actually alive to create that kind of wild speculation, and in some cases erroneous assumption. Long before the arrival of modern paleontology, people have been finding fossils and attributing them to fantastically imaginative creatures. Even as paleontology was beginning to take shape in the 19th century, with people like Buckland, Gideon Mantell, Marianne Anning, and of course Sir Richard Owen, who coined the word dinosaur, there were still some incredibly off reconstructions that were basically, we know now, were just totally way off in left field. For example, I have this book, Dinosaurs and the Present, but I wanted to show an example here of, this is Iguanodon, a dinosaur called Iguanodon as understood in the 19th century at the time of Sir Richard Owen. This is what they thought it looked like. As the decades went by, more and more complete skeletons of Iguanodon were actually discovered, and we now know it to look something like this. So, if Iguanodon can be reconstructed falsely from incomplete skeletons and created to look like something that we know it doesn't look like, then is it so hard to believe that thousands of years ago in a place like northern China or Mongolia, both of which are known as fossil treasure troves, somebody might have stumbled upon the fossilized remains of some creature that they didn't recognize and come up with a story? An incomplete skeleton would certainly explain why the bearded serpentine dragons of East Asian lore are so anatomically different from what we know dinosaurs and pterosaurs were like. Even more to the point is the lack of verifiable artifacts that might indicate that human beings were killing dinosaurs. If Kent Hovind is right, and people were slaying dragons in the old days, then where are the dinosaur remains that show clear evidence of being butchered by human weapons? Even more to the point, where are the items that are made out of their remains? Often when cultures, or when people from certain cultures kill animals, it's for food or some part of their anatomy that they think is useful or beautiful or whatnot. For example, elephants being killed for their ivory or minks for their coats. So my question is, where is the physical proof that dinosaurs are being slayed by humans? Where are the ancient musical instruments made from, say, Parasaurolophus crest, Parasaurolophus being my personal favorite dinosaur? Where are the necklaces made from Allosaurus teeth? Where are the large dwellings made from Argentinosaurus bones, just like Inuits made houses from whale bones? Where are the stuffed bodies of baryonyx killed by English knights? I just throw the reference for baryonyx in there because one of my YouTube viewers is named baryonyx550, and he's awesome, so you should check him out. Anyway, so that's section 1 of this topic, and I want to just put that question out there for a bunch of these questions out there for my creationist viewers. Part 2 is going to deal with why I believe Young Earth Creationism does a poor job of explaining dinosaur, pterosaur, and marine reptile extinction, and why the appeals to cryptozoology that they sometimes make are a bit problematic. Until then, breathe deep and seek peace. If you're a geeky nerd like me, extra credit if you catch the reference.